Hello, internets.
G'day, everybody.
Hola.
Hello.
You're looking leaning
Welcome.
off screen to
Welcome.
his microphone.
Crazy.
Yep.
Welcome to Risky Rollers. We're here coming to you live from Hobart in Tasmania.
We are indeed. We are in a currently very empty event hall the night before the Australian-New Zealand Team Championships for 2025. Very nice. There we are. There we are.
Oh.
So this is one of two event halls for the weekend, the one we will be streaming from.
We are very excited.
And tired,
And exhausted.
but excited.
And
Yep.
excited.
Super excited. Took us a little bit to get here. We technically
Little
left.
bit. It's like more than 16 hours.
We technically left like middle of the day yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. We left Melbourne at 1 p.m. yesterday.
Yeah. So chat, let us know if you can hear us.
If the sound is good.
Yep.
Light is good.
Does somebody want to
plus
chat? Type that in on here while you.
Change most of our setup.
Yep.
So
This
hopefully
is the first time we're
this
running
is
with all the new
first time
gear.
with
Yeah,
all the-
it feels very
this
good from here. Looks nice. Looks nice at this point.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Does it all work? We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll
Well-
find out tomorrow.
Oh look, you can see Lucky. Oi. So, yeah, cool. Yeah, everything's ready to go. Teams have started to roll in.
Yeah, we saw. I think both New Zealand teams coming through a little bit before.
Yep.
They were cruising out to go and get some dinner, I assume.
Seemed the WA team was in here having a bit
Yep,
of practice
yep.
before.
Team Vic at some
days
stage
ago.
were on the ferry.
At some stage.
Hopefully
Yep.
not
Maybe they'll
still
get
on
here.
the ferry.
Some at the airport,
Yep.
some checking in. I saw Jason floating around somewhere.
Yep.
Jason,
Oh, is he
I
still
think
in
I
here?
saw Ben.
No,
Oh,
he
he
left.
left. Yeah. So, what is ANZTC? For those in the uninitiated, why are we here?
Let's ask
Yeah.
the head coach. Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So the ANZTC is the Australian New Zealand Team Championship, and basically this is I guess like the culmination of competitive 40k in Australia. Each state and territory, and also North and South New Zealand, not North and South Island, but North and South of a line down the middle of the country. Basically put a team together. There are selection processes for them, which is something that we're going to make sure we get each captain from each team to come on stream and talk about over the weekend. So if you are from somewhere and you want to get involved and don't know how, make sure to stay tuned for that.
Yep.
But there's a selection process, and each state selects basically the eight players that they believe make the strongest team that all travel to, and each year where it's held changes. Last year was in Victoria, year before that was in Queensland, year before that was in New South Wales.
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct. And it changes each year, different states host, and the teams all travel there and play in a big teams event to determine which state has all the best 40k players and is the best team. Currently, Victoria are the reigning champions.
The reigning champions.
So, did quite well last year. And prior to that was Queensland.
Yes.
And prior to that was
Queensland.
Queensland again. Although Queensland were not in attendance last year, so this is their first.
Yes.
This is their first time attending for a few years.
Come back here.
It has come back here. They've got a few new players that I haven't seen at an ANZTC before, so I'm actually keen to see how that goes. It's really exciting.
Would you call Tassie neutral ground
Ground? I mean, I
from a
guess
historical
historically, yeah.
So is it their first time host?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Oh.
Yep.
I believe it's been almost everywhere else.
Yep.
Yeah. We of course have Northern Territory returning this year. It's their second ANZTC. Last year was their first.
Yep.
So I'm very keen to see a bunch of those players again.
Thank you very
it's gonna
much,
be
Mr. Carl.
This setup isn't designed for four of us on camera.
Yeah, we're just kind of getting all close and
Yeah.
personal.
We're just
like,
excited, so that's why
That's
we
it.
wanted
because
the four of us
we
to
haven't
stream.
been doing that enough the last
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah.
So if you guys like us coming and doing this thing, this is a great opportunity to do this back to back, 2 years straight, covering this event.
Make it back to back to back.
there's buttons down on the YouTube. Press the like, the subscribe, help us out. Cost an absolute bloody fortune to get over here. So anything you can do to help the algorithm or support us is very appreciated, because it gets all the gear here, gets us here, it gives us the ability to bring these games to you.
Yeah. Speaking of these games, we have someone down in chat, the Orc Enthusiast, asking, is Vic versus New South Wales round 1 tomorrow, which I think leads us nicely into...
Are we giving that away already? Or you want to talk about pairings first?
Talk about pairings first.
Okay.
So, and this is where I'm going with this, is we do have pairings for round 1. We've had them for about a week. So tomorrow morning, the round 1 pairings, which were randomly selected on a Facebook live stream last week.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We have Northern Territory versus New Zealand South. We have Tasmania versus Queensland. We have Victoria versus New South Wales. We have South Australia versus New Zealand North. And we have Western Australia versus ACT. So some interesting ones there. How do we feel about that as a round 1 set of pairings?
There's some... that was...
don't worry, that was indeed public.
Yep.
I think it's public.
Yep. A couple of bangers.
I think
There's actually quite a few. This feels like a round 4 set of pairings.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Right, like I wouldn't be surprised going into day 2 seeing this and being like, yeah, let's go.
Yep.
Orc Enthusiast there, Vic and New South Wales round 1. That's a banger of a pairing to look at.
Yep.
Those are two of the, I guess, best performing teams of the last few years. Playing into each other round 1 is going to be a pretty tight one to watch.
Vic came first last year?
Yep, Vic came first last year.
Yep. So it's first versus 4. New South Wales comes 4th?
I believe they came 4th last year after the Swiss up for the last round.
Yep.
I believe it was Vic, then WA, then New Zealand North.
Yes, sounds about right. So obviously, as a team, we're from Victoria and participate in Victorian themes, but we have to stay very
disclaimer.
Very neutral this weekend.
Yes, yeah. So that is something that is worth pointing out for neutrality purposes. None of us are involved with the Victorian team this year. We actually took a big step back from that and made the choice to focus on streaming the event and actually bringing the Australia-New Zealand Team Championship as a whole to all of you, rather than anything specifically to do with Team Vic. And while it will be lovely to see a bunch of the lads that we know and have played with before do well, we're here to see a phenomenal event, to see a bunch of great 40k players playing 40k, not just ones from near where we live.
Yep. There's 2 NZ teams, Redback.
Yep, there sure are. There's New Zealand North and New Zealand South. New Zealand North is playing South Australia round 1 tomorrow, and New Zealand South is playing Northern Territory round 1 tomorrow, just to get the nice little inversion of North-South going on there.
So Orc Enthusiast has changed his username since the last thing he spoke to us.
Wait.
So we won't dox him on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, he can dox himself. But what do you think? In answer to your question,
He's half right.
some of us had to submit list earlies because otherwise they couldn't be bothered tonight. I think list closes tonight. So I think all 3 of us are playing. Dalton's not playing, but the other 3 of us are playing.
I'm going to be running our club day and helping out with some Team Australia fundraising.
Yeah, you're going to the ARC. Yeah?
I'm not attending ARC. I'm every fortnight down in Mount Waverley. Every fortnight down in Mount Waverley, we run a club day. So if you are local to Victoria and come down and play some 40k or any tabletop game for that matter. Mount Waverley, first West Waverley Scout Hall out in Mount Waverley, 40 Fairway Reserve. Every fortnight, every other Saturday, I will be down there running a club day this Saturday. While these lads are off bringing home 1st, 2nd and 3rd from Radicalism. Down in comments, you vote for which order you think that will come in.
I don't know about that.
Lawrence hasn't even decided what he's taking properly. He's just submitting shit. He's taking a yellow. He's changing his list.
He's submitted about 3 different lists over the course of the last 2 hours. But I'll be there, and then I will be at the ARC Fest on Sunday, helping fundraise for Team Australia, which then leads into another nice little segue of a bit of a plug. Team Australia heading over to Austria this year for the WTC is, of course, fundraising, and tomorrow morning we'll see the kicking off of this year's over $10,000 fundraiser raffle for Team Australia's bid over to WTC.
And don't worry, if you miss this plug, you're going to hear it a lot over the weekend.
No, don't worry. You are going to be hearing this all weekend, but it's well worth getting into. We're going to go into much more detail tomorrow, but make sure you're on board tomorrow morning. Got a bunch of tickets for a phenomenal raffle. Loads of hobby-related prizing.
We're going to have 24 hours of streaming over the next weekend, not including this tonight.
Yeah.
So if you want to hang out and chat and support us and have a chat about that kind of stuff, it's going to be the place to be. So are we going to spoil who's up first, or are we going to wait for that tomorrow?
I think we'll say. So we had a big chat about it and looked at a bunch of the pairings and things. So round 1 tomorrow morning, we are going to be kicking off with host state Tasmania playing against the returning team of Queensland. Round 1 tomorrow morning.
Exciting.
A bunch of exciting stuff happening with that.
The home team up and comers hosting the event did pretty good last year. Really keen on host it. Put a lot of I'll flick back to this, right? Has put in a phenomenal amount of effort. The venue looks awesome. Everything's all nice and schmick. As purveyors of well-run large events, right? We're looking forward to seeing this kick off tomorrow, and then we've got the comeback story of Queensland. How will they turn up tomorrow after being away for a year, having a bit of a siesta?
And with 4 new players, right?
Yeah.
I need to check that number exactly, but I think it's about half the team are new to ATC, which is cool.
Yep. So new people, which is great.
Something that I'm very excited for that you're going to get to see for the first time tomorrow morning is a bit of tech that we haven't been able to do before. But for this weekend, we are bringing you, in addition to all the games and stuff, we actually have a camera on pairing. So we are going to be able to show pairings process for each of these teams and each of these matchups as they come through. There we go. It's the same camera.
It's almost like I thought of this before going live.
And basically, we're going to be able to, you're not going to hear anyone, of course, and there's going to be a bunch of protection in place to make sure that no hidden information is ever passed around, because our job here is to bring you coverage of the event, not to interfere with the running of it. But now we're going to be able to bring you more coverage than before of one of the most interesting pieces of a team's event, which is the pairings process. We're going to be able to sit here and chat about how that works, what the captains might be thinking, and what's going on while we see it happen on the table.
Yeah, don't worry. We will have Vic on chat. Don't worry your hats are off about that. That'll be probably something that happens. Obviously, generally, when you're picking who you put on stream, you're trying to put a bit of thought into who you might see later as well. We don't want too many double ups and that stuff. But obviously, tomorrow we'll take a bit of liberties with who we put on because it's early in the event. And then day 2 tends to be the top tables and the top rounds. But yeah, looking forward to it. So, just looking at my hastily constructed list of stuff over dinner.
2 more things that we want to go over in the event, in the podcast tonight. I think while we'll keep this one for the last thing we do, I do want to throw it out there as something that we are going to do so you guys can keep watching. The thing you got to do on YouTube is you got to bait the hook. So right at the end of tonight's stream, we've got a notepad and some pens and stuff. We are all going to be making a friendly wager. I believe there are milkshakes on the line.
Double milkshake or triple milkshake? Because
Lawrence says milkshakes brings all the boys to the yard.
That's it.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I think we'll have had enough garlic bread by then.
It's good garlic bread.
It's good garlic bread. It is good garlic bread, yeah.
It's huge garlic bread.
Dinner was good. We had good dinner.
It's a huge garlic bread. I like it.
But yeah, at the end of this, we are going to sit here. We're going to put down our individual predictions for who we think of all the teams in attendance are going to be the top 3 placing teams in what order.
It's a hard pick.
It is a very hard pick. I still don't know what my order's going to be. I keep changing between 3 options. We're going to write that down, and then at the end of round 6 on Sunday, we are going to reveal those and see who got the closest.
Yep. We're going to do that live. We're going to put them somewhere. Nobody's going to be able to look at them.
Yep.
Yes.
We're not going to know what they are until
Bad.
until the end of the round 6,
Mm-hmm.
and then you will see who's going to cop all of the bullying for the rest of the trip home.
Well, lucky Lachlan, he would be leaving.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm skipping the bullying, but I'm also skipping the prize potentially.
That's true.
potentially. I'm sure if he wins, we'll make it up to him. But you know,
I'll make sure.
one boat trip was enough for Lachlan.
Yep.
It's a long boat trip. If
It is a
anybody's
long
done
road
it,
trip.
it's good fun though.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I'd do it again.
Well,
Yeah,
we're
I
doing
think
it
the
again
day trip.
anyways.
Well, true, yeah.
We are doing it again, literally.
Look, tell you what, next week's podcast, it's not even going to be a hobby podcast. It's not going to be a competitive thing. It's going to be rating the boat trips, the Spirit of Tasmania trips on day and night and the pros and cons. We're a travel channel next week, apparently.
We can do that. National Geographic.
That's just disclaimer. That's a
That's-
Dalton content idea.
Yes, it is.
we-
For anyone who wasn't aware, that was sarcasm.
I mean, I could make it happen. I've worked with less. Anyway, so we'll do that a bit later. But one thing that we wanted to do is there's 10 teams of 8 players. We can't go through all the lists, right? We could be here for hours and hours. So what we've actually gone through, the 4 of us has gone through and picked out a list that we want to kind of touch on and highlight.
Yeah, and this is something we'll probably keep an eye on over the weekend as well. And if we see any interesting results come up from the lists, we'll make sure to mention them.
Yep, and not like the most competitive or the one that will do the best necessarily,
Yeah.
but one that we thought was a little bit interesting.
All the really competitive ones, the ones that will do the best, we will see because those will come through and we ought to see those, especially on day 2 when we have concentration of tables coming through. Instead, we're going to talk about ones that we...
Yeah, who wants to start?
I'll stop.
Yeah, all right. With you starting, which one did you pick?
So my list choice is I picked David Kerr's. I picked David
I'll tighten
Kerr's
that up.
Salamander
Just
Firestorm.
Yeah,
yeah,
come
yeah,
over here.
I'll pick a bit of that.
get in here.
Getting close.
David Kerr's Salamander Firestorm. Do you want me to read the list?
Yep.
Yeah,
Read through the
completion.
list and chat about it.
So it's got a combi lieutenant.
Sorry,
Vulcan-
very quickly. Which team was this one from?
This is from Queensland. The one you'll probably be hopefully seeing on stream at some point later. They got Combi Lieutenant, Vulcan Heston, an Intercessor Squad, an Assault Jump Intercessor, 20 Infernus Marines, 110, 2 5s, an ATV, 2 Land Raider Redeemers, lots of flame, triple Predator Destructor, and then double Storm Speeder Hammer Strike. So it's a lot of guns. It's a lot of bulky tanks. There's like, what, seven tanks in that list. All of it is like T10,
Oh boy.
T12.
Yeah.
It is chonky. It is going to hit hard. It's going to overwatch really, really hard. It's got some cool tricks like the get out and shoot stuff if you shoot the Land Raider and you don't kill it.
Yeah.
It's got dev wounds, all of it. It's going to have wound rerolls. It's going to have +1 a wound. It's going to do so much damage if you're not careful. I think if this one gets a good pairing and really put up some results, so I'm really excited to see
Basically,
how
he
it goes.
likes
It's-
double Land Raider, so he would like the light.
I don't think he needs one.
I don't think he needs a
necessarily.
light. I think he,
Oh,
needs,
he has
I think he
assault
wants a
there.
medium,
He can
Yeah.
actually.
assault.
Because all of his guns are short range, but he has assault, and he's going to use his cover to get his Infernus Marines into good spots where they can overwatch anyone who tries to get onto points, and then basically just bully with bigger bodies, half bodies. So it should be really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what it'll do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm blown away by seeing Infernus Marines in an actual real list.
I know, right?
But it's kind of cool. Like, I like Flamers. You know, war crimes on a Space Marine. They're pretty good.
My name's Dalton. I like to
We
burn.
saw the double Redeemer already last year.
It's in the
Double
double
and
Redeemer.
triple.
Yeah, true. Yeah, seeing this come around is really interesting. I'm definitely keen to see what happens with it and sort of get an idea for what it's hunting in pairings. Especially if you go through and look at the rest of the team lists, it's definitely going to be used in a very specific way.
Yeah, it's not the most out there of the lists, the Space Marine lists that have been submitted.
I mean,
That's true.
But it's
Yeah.
definitely
compared to all
slightly off. It's definitely been picked for a particular
yes.
role, right? That the team that Queensland wanted to do. I'm very interested to see how they execute that.
Yes.
Like we're on the boat doing the list research for round one, and Loki's like, put it on stream, put it on stream, put it on stream. It's like, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's guaranteed to be fun. No matter what happens, something fun is going to be happening.
Yeah. One way or another.
Either it's getting 20'd or it's 20ing someone. That's going to be fun no matter what.
Yeah, cool. Well, actually, let's go outside in because I don't want to double up Queensland.
Marines,
So,
Oh, you're also Space Marines.
no, I
Not
didn't
Space
say
Marines,
that.
Queensland.
Well, it's Queensland as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm picking your local state, Mr. Bakla. SA.
Well, that was a confusing intro. So
That was, yeah.
from
Well,
Team South Australia,
He
you picked.
said he's a native of South Australia. So he's Team Australia. Team South Australia. Okay, Samyang's Ghosts of the Webway.
Harlequin Elder.
Harlequins. I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm sorry, I'm very surprised. So, all right, so he has a Solitaire, a Troop Master with an enhancement of this Chegorak coil. So it's in the fight phase where pick an enemy unit which is engagement range. So you throw like a grenade or wounds on the fight phase. So maximum of 6. Very good. And then, yeah, this is triple Troop Master's list. Then he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 5 of troops. Triple Star Weaver, and then he has a Wave Serpent, Falcons, Striking Scorpions, go back to Harlequins, Double Void Weaver. So I like it, and then all of a sudden I saw some Eldari, so I said, you should just have gone all the way straight with Mono Harlequins.
Yeah, it's a list that I've seen, like as I keep an eye on the Elder lists, I've seen the odd Ghosts of the Webway, but normally you tend to see like a Wave Serpent and Fire Dragons and that kind of Eldari pick in it. So I'm interested to see how he goes with the Falcon and the Striking Scorpions and what they give him. The list's going to be very fast. Troops are 2 OC in this detachment. So, yeah, it'll be good.
Yep, that's my pick. As I've said, it's very interesting, but yeah, good luck to him. Hope
What
it does well.
What role do you think it does for them?
I'm
great
really
question.
not sure because the problem is, Harlequins is still like a glass, they would just
Glass cannon.
they would just actually die. So I'm not sure what they are hunting for with this particular matchup.
Oh, they think that they're out there, and that they must have tested this into some
Something,
interesting stuff and figured out that maybe this is an answer that people aren't expecting. So
Yeah.
hopefully we find out over the weekend exactly what it is that they're playing for.
I agree.
Yeah, this is one of those ones that we're going to keep an eye on, see, and probably mention what it ends up getting paired into.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll go next, I guess, then. Right. So this is a little bit less weird, but
Are you saying that the list that I pick is weird?
no, no.
Just kidding.
Well,
ahead, Mr.
I
Garland.
don't know. I'm just killing time because I forgot to press the button with the list on it.
Yeah.
So,
Your pick's almost like sort of 3 lists.
well, kind of. Obviously, I have a soft spot for the Necron lists.
Yep.
Keep an eye on those as well. And it's really hard to go past Mr. Hackett on a Necrons list.
Yes.
Another Queensland 2 and 1.
Yeah, he's been a staple of that scene and the WTC for a while now, a long time. And I've had the pleasure of observing his game as a coach at a team's event where we were playing. He was the opponent. And his list, I'll go through the list quickly just to kind of explain why I think it's interesting. But it's Awakened Dynasty, Cadet Command Barge, Chronomancer, Luminor, Stormlord, 2 Locust Lords, which go with 2x6 normal locusts. So that's the shooting package, which is slightly off, unusual. You don't tend to see 2 of those. You tend to see a couple of DDAs, Silent King. You want shooting, tend to go elsewhere. But the Lords give them crit 5s, so they can pick up some medium. I like the Royal Warden tech. I'm a fan of the Royal Warden tech in Warriors. It gives you fallback, shoot, and charge. You can't gum up the Warriors. Surprise, surprise, he's got 2 Warrior bricks, and a Ghost Ark, and a Reanimator, and a Spider. So they all have a feel no pain. They all have big reanimates. They all have 1 unit as neg 1 to hit, both units are neg 1 to hit. One has a Chronomancer, one has the enhancement. One has Orokin, one has move, shoot, move. So it's just going to be really hard to deal with. But and that's it. And that's the list. Yep. It's 2 Warrior bricks and some
Crypto Thralls in each as well.
And some normal Locust Destroyers.
Yep.
And Illuminor. So, it's very
very focused.
Yeah, it does one thing, which puts OC 3 bodies repeatedly on all of the points.
Yep.
And if you can't kill the Warriors, you just lose.
Yep.
And because of the shoot, fallback and shoot and charge that you get from the Royal Wardens.
And the jump, shoot, jump.
Yep.
Warriors, yep.
They have once a game, you just pick a unit and unbattle shock it. So even if you do get the Warriors battle shock, the Royal Warden can turn around and undo it. It's really solid. It's so far up Liam Hackett's alley that it's not funny. Even though it's not, quote unquote exciting, it is going to score, a whole bunch of primary. It's going to be a linchpin for the team. And it's in contrast to the other Necron lists that people are putting.
Yeah. Less conventional of them.
Yeah, I don't think there's another double Warrior brick list. There's a couple that have 1 Warrior brick and either Wraiths and something else, or doubles Scorpec Destroyers, or double Wraiths, but none that have gone all in on the Warrior control.
I mean, I quite like it. This feels closer to 9th edition Necrons, which is cool because Necrons are really fun.
Yep.
I'm definitely keen to see how this list goes.
Yep. You got to speak into the mic.
Yeah, it's down there.
Yep.
All right. That's Mr. Cosmic Necrons.
Yep. Alrighty. So I guess my pick for this one's is a little bit off-piste. It's from Team New South Wales, Ben Cookie's list. He is playing Emperor's Children, but old Emperor's Children. So still Chaos Space Marines, because the Emperor's Children Codex doesn't actually come out until tomorrow morning. So the Emperor's Children list he's got is Veterans of the Long War, which is sort of the Space Marine, Chaos Space Marine variant. You've got a Chaos Lord with the War Master's Gift enhancement.
So you mean it has Oath of Moment?
It has Oath of Moment, yeah. Its bit is Oath of Moment. It has Cypher, so he's cruising around with his Vect ability.
This is my Cypher impersonator.
Vect.
Problematic.
Victory. Yeah.
That Vect has, he has the aura, yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Equilibrium with Christian Bale in it,
I
where he
haven't
does
seen
the
the
gun
movie,
kata?
but I've seen clips of what you're talking about. Yes.
Fully sick, chat. Sorry, I got stuck on Cypher.
Right.
It's been a long couple of days.
So you've got Cypher, you've got Fabulous Bill, you've got Huron Blackheart, like a mad lad, War Master we all need, and Lucius the Eternal.
We're looking at this list earlier, and Dalton couldn't stop saying Huron Blackheart. He just loves Huron Blackheart.
Look, Bad War is a fantastic piece of lore, and Red Corsairs have become more and more heretical and less renegade over the last few years, but they were the original renegades.
Yeah, don't get technical on me. You just love the character.
Yeah. He's got a unit of cultists, 2 units of 5 legionaries, 2 units of 5 noise marines, and then he's got 2 rhinos, 2 Predator Destructors, that's the las cannon and autocannon Predators, and then 2 units of Chosen, 1 unit of 9 and 1 unit of 5, 2 units of 3 Obliterators. It's, again, very tight list, very expensive bunch of units, and a bunch of characters doing very, very specific things. Lucius the Eternal fights first, and then you've got Fabulous Bill making one of his units really, really tanky, so a T5 Chosen unit at strength 6 and 9, that then you can spend 2 CP on with the strat, make them fights first.
Yeah, he's going to have fun trying to put out where all the old rules are for all that stuff. He's like, he's going
Some
to
of it's still on the app.
I've got Emperor's Children, but the old one.
Yeah. Especially given that the app will update tomorrow morning. With the new codex. So I do hope he's taken screenshots and or paused the updates on his phone. But the reason I think this is interesting, aside from the fact that you don't see many of the Emperor's Children builds, is this feels like an anti-aggressive MSU tank. We were discussing this earlier, where you go put this out in front of an Ari almost, and go, cool, I'm gonna get to hit all of your stuff first. Space Marines hitting elves always ends badly for elves.
Yeah, I mean, Creations of Bile is the hotness. There's quite a lot of them this weekend.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of Renegade Raiders that tend to be the 2-pick.
Yeah. Seeing this crop up was interesting.
Yeah, Long War. You see also normally a lot of like cultists pack bound.
Yep.
So.
Bit of ACDC this weekend, but most of them are Renegade Raiders.
Yeah, spoilers, there's a few packs of ACDC floating around. There's a honourable mention at like 120 AdMech list in New South Wales, isn't there?
It's 100 bodies plus like a few tanks and some dogs.
Yeah. I need to research if it's the same list that Alex's did last year.
It's slightly different, but it's close.
Yeah, but it's a slightly off pick from a detachment perspective. Still has some good stuff in it. He's taking Bile even though he's not taking Creations. It's kind of interesting.
I like Bile and a unit Chosen. Pretty good. It makes them into Terminators with a slightly worse save.
Chaos is good.
Yeah. Yes, I'm definitely going to be interested to see how that pans out.
It's also very funny that you pick a Loyalist one. Chaos one. Pick Xenos one.
Yeah, but Elder is Xenos, but they kind of
get their own thing.
Yeah, they have their own thing.
All right.
So, what do you think? Are lists public?
I believe yes, they are, because I can look at them here.
Yeah, they did some Matrix already.
If you're looking at BCP and you're having a
Speaking
look
of which,
list,
links down in the description below. You can see all the lists for the weekend.
Give us a yell in chat. Let us know what you're interested in checking out.
Yes. Do jump on stream over the weekend and super chat us, and we'll go find what table is, whichever list you care about is on, and we'll find out how they're doing.
Yeah, if you throw enough money at it, we'll pretty much do whatever you like over the weekend.
I will do.
Lawrence is already doing pretty much whatever you want anyway.
Yeah.
So it's already downhill, so we might as well go full hog.
We're downhill already. Oh my god. Okay, go and get some margarita now.
More garlic bread. So, shall we pick some shit?
We should.
Should we start?
We should. So while we're doing this, I'm gonna hand out some bits of paper to everyone. Chat, get down there. Let us know who your picks are.
So there's 10 teams.
Our 10 teams.
All right.
That's correct.
Yep.
And so there's one from every state and territory.
Mainland, state, and territory.
Plus the 2 from New Zealand.
Yep.
So you 1, 2, 3 in order. Who you think is going to win?
Yep. First, second, third for this weekend.
Yeah. So you guys can secretly write it so we can't see, and we'll keep chatting away.
My choice is very easy, and I think I'm the winning. I would be winning the prediction. I can get triple milkshake.
Lucky Lawrence, you are always the winner. By the way, you know how like there's a lot of characters in Warhammer that like embody other things. You know, the spirit of stuff. You know,
Yep.
Like Lucius takes over people that he kills and whatever. Lawrence is now the spirit of Tasmania.
Spirit of Tasmania.
Apparently, yeah.
Apparently.
He's embodied after that boat ride. He had an out of body experience, and he is now known as the spirit of Tasmania.
Brady is predicting big task.
Big Taz,
Ooh,
New South
Brady.
Wales.
That would be fun.
That is a hot take.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would love that.
That'd be really cool to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ready? I'll no
Have,
peeking.
like,
Yeah,
balls,
don't show us. No peeking. No peeking.
No peeking. No peeking.
You guys need to talk so I can do
Lawrence,
mine.
fill time.
Oh,
No
Phil.
cheating. No cheating.
We would never cheat.
Three of them are still like thinking very hard on how to actually beat me, because I think I got it locked in. This is the winning.
No.
Podium finishers.
I'm calling a dark horse.
You're the
My
dark
one
horse?
is very interesting.
Your one is very interesting.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I know your pick.
No, you don't. You have zero idea what
Okay,
I'm
later on we will have a meeting.
All right.
I am biased.
Yeah.
You've
Look.
picked all the states that neighbour Victoria, Brady. You're just like everybody in Victoria and everybody that could possibly almost be Victorian.
Yeah. I've made my pick. I'm not happy about it, but I've made my pick.
Oh, that's almost
I-
spoiler.
Well, yeah, I don't like what I've had to write down here.
Wow.
Um,
That's a lot
Wow.
of information.
What could it be, chat?
That's a
What's your
lot of
guess?
information.
Who do you think's going to win? Who do you think's going to be the best guesser?
Maybe we should do a poll as well tomorrow, right? A poll tomorrow
Yeah.
on like who's the.
Nobody can hear you.
Maybe we should do a poll tomorrow, like who's the first day top finisher, and then obviously on the second day, like who would be the overall champions.
Well, you're
Guess
the
at least-
producer.
I'm the director.
You're the spirit
Off. Off
of
Tasmania.
Tasmania.
Yeah. We're going to put you in the credits as Lawrence, Spirit of Tasmania.
All right. Everybody have.
I've picked
their-
mine, and my mates and I randomize
New South Wales.
New South Wales. And I couldn't be bothered with the third pick.
Look, there's plenty of ways to make a choice, and that's definitely one of them. So we all have our picks. Let's gather them all together. There we go. These are going to get put into a bag somewhere
Whose
and
bag is
held.
this one?
Is now.
That's mine. You can put them in there.
All right. They're going into this bag,
Yep. I promise I won't look.
getting zipped up. And
Wouldn't
this
be
is going to
something.
live just over here on the desk
Yep.
until
Yeah.
Sunday evening, and we're going to find out whose predictions were the
You-
best.
You hold us accountable, chat.
Yeah.
What happens to the person that does the worst?
Oh yeah, that's one thing too. And additional milkshake for him. Give to everybody, right? The winner will receive.
This is a very vaguely defined contest, by the way.
Yeah.
We agreed that there are milkshakes involved. I don't think we've ever agreed how they're being.
Somebody
distributed.
voted for Queensland, Vic, and WA.
Queensland,
That's
Vic,
not
WA, yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good choice.
I didn't pick that.
You're revealing
That's some
already.
information there.
That is definitely a one that I didn't pick.
Yeah.
Is Mr. Adrian from Victoria or from Queensland? Adrian, where are you from?
Those two choices only,
Just-
please.
We want
You know,
yeah, we want to
Justify to the internet why you decided to pick those. We need answers.
We need answers.
So it's a bit quiet in here, chat. Like, there was a few people in here before. We thought we might have had a few people
And
practicing
then-
games and stuff, you know. Queensland.
Queensland.
Oh, there you go.
Awesome.
There we go.
Queensland.
The Maroon supporter has spoken.
Thank you for picking Vic. Second place, Al.
Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning then.
I guess
yeah.
that's a nod to us because, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just filling airtime now.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, make sure you're tuned in tomorrow morning. Then, Adrian, you get to see Team Queensland take
Yeah.
on Team Tassie.
First game.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I'll stick out.
Anybody on the team, Adrian, that you are checking out? Anything interesting? Got any spicy takes? I like a good spicy take.
Weekend lads, absolutely. Yeah, we're keen for it. We're going to see a bunch of the teams. I'm sure we're going to see a bunch of Queen as well.
Yep. Yeah, we will see a bunch. Both. It's so. Me and Lockie have a mic each. He's got one. You can't quite see it. It's just there.
It's off there.
And Dalton and Lawrence are like sharing one, and they keep like putting it in the middle and both turning away from it.
We have
And
lapels there.
I'm the only one with headphones on, so I can hear what's going on and they can't.
I mean, we
and
have
they're just
lapels. We have lapels there. We can use it.
We could have. They're charging.
It's already
Eric.
fully charged.
Yeah. Well, Eric's. I don't think that's a spicy take. I asked for a spicy take.
Well,
That's
Eric
a pretty.
would probably be like 20-0.
I mean,
It's a solid pick.
It's a good take.
It's a good take.
It's a very mild take.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you would. Eric's GC list is.
I don't want to play it.
Yeah, I don't want to play it. I've played. I haven't played Eric, but I've played this list, just happenstancely, before, and it is not fun. I think I lost like 3 or 4 Eldar units just for the bikes riding around.
Yeah,
And I
Throwing
just
some
drive
more-
around, stop somewhere, and be like, "Cool, I'm going to like lob these grenades and like kill 5 striking scorpions without being like able to see them or close or
Yeah. We George from SA. There we go.
all right, let's look that up.
Yeah, someone pull that up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Content.
On a note, though, I'm keen to see Queensland down here again. To see Eric and the lads. It was lovely to spend time with them at the last ATC they were at, which was in Queensland in 2023. It'd be really good to see a bunch of them again.
Yeah, and SA took good account of themselves last year as well.
That
like,
they did.
They were pushing it.
Yeah, they're definitely going hard. So
Georgie's
What the
Chaos Demons.
hell?
George's
Nate-
Chaos Demons.
Yeah.
Napier's out of retirement.
What
Yeah.
is this?
He told
What
me he
is this
wasn't
thing?
playing at Radicalism last year.
See this.
Okay, you've got to see this list.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
you go.
Fate
You go.
Skimmer, Fluxmaster, Poxbringer, 40 blue horrors,
Oh.
Very good.
Oh.
27
Oh, this is
Nurglings,
Yeah.
This is a 27 Nurglings.
30 pink horrors, 20
Gosh.
plague. Dude, this is
So this is I want to play
And then,
GS,
just as a heads
GSC.
up. Don't look at the end of the list. And Carl, don't look at this.
Okay, I
All
can't
right,
see.
you're allying in
I'm blind
your
anyway.
Chaos Demons. You're allying in another Chaos faction. What are you allying in? Which book are you taking out of circulation? And what are you allying in and why?
Is that a trick question?
I
Because
don't
it
know.
can only be CSM.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And what are you taking? What are you taking in from them?
From CSM,
Yep.
cultists.
Yep.
Like
Just straight on.
60.
50 points.
Just
You've got 10.
Sticky. That'll be
Oh,
on the
okay.
backfield.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
this is I want to play
He
GSC.
went, I didn't have enough bodies.
Yeah, he's playing the I want to play GSC list, but I don't own GSC, and I'm going to play demons instead.
Yeah. He's got 3 Heralds of Tzeentch and a Herald of Nurgle, and then another Herald of Tzeentch on a disc, on a chariot.
If I played that
And
list,
then-
if I played against that list, I'd be like,
Yeah.
clock. It's like, yes, I want you to roll that split from that blue to
Blue to Brimstone.
brimstone. Yes, please. You're not allowed to pick that up. You're going to roll these,
roll
buddy.
Yeah, this
20,
is spicy.
27 Nurglings. They infiltrate.
I
right?
like it.
Yeah.
Infiltrate.
Infiltrate, they're -1 to wound.
27.
This is cool.
Yeah, this is spicy.
It's a sick list. Why didn't any of us pick this list?
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
Well,
We're terrible at this.
Oh yeah,
Gonna be honest. I saw a bunch of demons lists. I read like 3 of them and went, yeah, all right, cool.
I'm a sucker for a Balakor. I nearly started picking up demons, but somebody didn't. Somebody gave my Balakor to Liam.
not your Bellicle.
It was supposed to be,
Supposed to be. Oh,
and then you let somebody else win it.
I forgot the answer.
But yeah, that list's sick.
That is really cool. Definitely going to keep an eye on that over the weekend.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, what else you want? Do you want to talk about do the event spiel?
Yeah. So I will do the event spiel, and then I'll do a reminder about some of the cool stuff happening this weekend. You can see across the top there, we have a bunch of events happening this year. If you want to come down to Victoria and play some events, these are the ones to go to. We've got coming up next in May on the 24th and 25th. It's been a long day. 24th and 25th of May, we have Calling the Banners, a singles GT, up at the Manningham Hotel and Club. That's going to be really cool. This is our 4th year, I think, running this event. I'm very excited for that. On the 21st and 22nd of June, we have the Victorian Team Championship, VTC. This is going to be a 5-player teams event, also at the Manningham Hotel and Club. This one's a lot of fun. This is one of our biggest teams events last year. I'm keen for it to go off again this year. And then for the first time ever in Victoria, we are running the Risky Rollers Team Tournament, which is Victoria's first 8-player teams event. So one of the great things about ATC is you see a bunch of 8-player teams, just like in WTC, playing off. But one of the downsides is it is technically an invitational event because it's not open. You don't get to just come as a team. We're running one, 8-player teams, on the 4th and 5th of October up at the Manningham Hotel and Club. I'm very excited for that one.
Teams is the way to play.
100% the way to play 40K.
200%.
Josh.
Shout out, Josh Sykes, who's bringing a team to that one. That's going to be awesome. While I'm talking about teams as well, I will very briefly mention one of the big thrusts this year, especially with all our teams events, is we want to be encouraging clubs and things to send teams as groups. We'll deal with you in a minute, Brady.
Sorry, you just completely waylaid. Did you go back, scrub the video back, and just watch what happens to Dalton's face when Brady's message comes up on the screen, and he's processing, he's thinking about doing the sponsors, and all of a sudden, Brady starts talking about Votan, and he just loses it.
But so one of the things we're doing is encouraging clubs to actually get teams and send teams as a club. And one of the ways that we're doing that is we're making a bunch of custom merch for the club. So at our last teams event, Squad Games, which is our one-day teams RTT to make that really accessible, for every club that came along and sent a team, we actually did up a bunch of custom measuring tools that had their club logos and things on them. For VTC, we're going to be doing a bunch of flags, and for the Risky Rollers Teams Tournament, we've got a few different things in the works, but it's going to be really cool. If you want some fancy swag with your club logo on it from that, talk to your club, send a team. It's also a great way to bring people together. Events are a great way to bring otherwise often fairly insular groups and stuff into one place to play 40K and have a good time and meet other people. It's really awesome.
Where's Josh's club again?
Josh Sykes, Horsham.
Yes, that's right.
Out in Horsham.
So he runs a community club out in Horsham. Not just 40K, I believe he does other things. I have the pleasure of playing Josh, great bloke.
We met at Geelong Heresy last year. Had an absolute blast. It was round 1, I think we played. Yeah, mad lad, great bloke.
Cool. So events.
And then last but not least, our last big singles event of the year, the Risky Rollers Open, 3-day, 8-round events down here in Melbourne on the 1st to 3rd of November. Last year was phenomenal. We had a great time. People loved it. And I can't wait to bring it back again this year.
Hells yeah.
It's cool.
Hells yeah.
Because we like being busy.
Yes, I like not getting sleep.
Speaking of things that help us to put these things on when we're busy, sponsors.
Yeah, thank you to all of our sponsors. General Games, if you want any Warhammer or other hobby products, hit up generalgames.com.au or head down to your local General Games down in Victoria. We've got 4 locations down in Frankston, Churnside Park, Malvern and Keysborough, with a 5th location opening up at an as yet undisclosed location later this year in October.
Is that what the secret video is? It just says 5.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
Did you just spoil
Did
it?
you just spoil it? Oh
Not at all.
Oh my God.
Glenn basically announced it on a Facebook post 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
We can
I was worried for your job for a
we can
second there.
we can put their video ad there tomorrow.
We'll check that up, yeah. But check them out for any hobby product needs. Hit up Baron of Dice for all of your dice needs. They make all of our dice. They're fantastic quality stuff. If you want fancy accessories, like all the custom club ones we had made, and all of our fancy acrylic cut ones that we give out at events and things like that, hit up minutescenery.com.au. Waggers does absolutely phenomenal work.
Waggers is a champ.
Absolutely. So go hit him up for all of your terrain and MDF kit needs. And last but not least, proxywars.au. That's all right. Proxywars.eu. One of the U's. Proxywars.eu for all of your alternative model needs when you need some spiky space elves in a pinch. Actually really phenomenal, really modern sculpts. Really cool.
Oh. The other thing that Helpers gets here is you guys chat, and you're going to have to apologise for us spruiking this all weekend because we're poor and we need your money. But you guys help us out by being here and watching these. Please press the buttons. Please press the like and subscribe. Hit the notifications so when these guys schedule the video late, you'll see when it comes up.
That's it.
Do you like that digger just slipped in at the end there?
Quality.
You know.
Speaking of digs, Brady, big fan of Sean from New Zealand South running no Hearthguard Votarn. It's okay to be wrong, but you can keep it to yourself.
Wow. You just did you just shout out a Patreon member in the middle of the internet?
I didn't. Not only did I shout him out, I then slagged him off. So if you want this kind of service and this kind of interaction.
Please continue to give us your money, sir. We will criticise your opinions. Whilst Dalton will.
I will. I'll criticise incorrect takes on squats all day long. But no, yeah. Thank you, Brady, and everyone else who is one of our Patreons. You'll find the link set down in the description below if you want some fancy benefits and things. Also, something we'll talk about a bunch over the weekend. I'm not going to go too into detail right now. We do have a bunch of WTC exclusive benefits on our Patreon. All right. We do have a bunch of Patreon exclusive benefits on our of WTC exclusive benefits on Patreon because we are heading over to live stream the World Team Championship this year with Team Australia.
Over?
Risky Rollers. We are.
All right.
The royal we.
Yeah.
Not the specific we, the royal we.
Yeah. Risky Rollers are heading over to stream the WTC as well as be providing streaming outputs for other international casters to cover for their local areas as well.
A small number, a low.
Yes.
Yeah.
A manageable number.
Yep.
But a number.
Yeah. We'll be. What's the term?
Conservative with our estimates.
Yeah. Undercommitting, over delivering.
Undercommitting and over delivering.
Yeah.
That's what we like to be.
Yep.
But one of the best things that you can do to help us get there is to follow us on Patreon and support us there.
Yep.
And you get some fancy WTC exclusive benefits.
Yep. You're going to see us for the next 24 hours.
Yep. We're going to talk about it a lot, so you'll see it, don't worry.
What time do we go live tomorrow?
We are going live at, I believe, 8:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, with pairings for round one kicking off at about 8:45.
Yep.
So 8:45 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're going to see Queensland and Tasmania getting stuck into pairings for round one of the Australia-New Zealand Team Championship 2025.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
We're Risky Rollers. You guys are chat. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to go to bed because I'm tired.
Yep.
and
we'll be up bright and early.
Yep. And we'll
something.
Thank you for squeezing in on this single shot camera, chaps. Get keen.
Get keen. Yeah, we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
All right. Catch you later. Bye.
See ya.